We're gonna make it to the church on time. We're gonna make it to the church on time. Put on your Sunday best. I'll put on mine. We've got to make it.
Well, good evening and welcome to Studio 440 here at the Outlet Shops of Gettysburg. We're before a live audience, a humongous live audience. You can't see everybody that's here, but they are here. They're probably going to be loud and obnoxious, so we'll just deal with that as it comes. But anyway, just wanted to remind you right off the bat that you can send me your questions and your comments and be part of the discussion. That's part of real life faith, is wrestling with these challenging texts, especially the ones we've been working with the last couple of weeks. And so my link to the email is right there on the webpage, studio440.tv, or you can text me at 240-586-1488, and that's a great way to have a conversation. And if not me, at least be in conversation with somebody that you know and trust, and your faith and their faith can grow together. Last week we began a new series, A Healthy Relationship with Wealth, and tonight we're going to continue with that. Last week we looked at the first contributor to an unhealthy relationship with wealth, and that is setting the wrong goals, having the wrong destination in mind, and then when you map it out backwards, no matter how well you follow that, it's not going to lead to life. And we looked at the words of Jesus in the parable of the rich fool. The rich fool had built bigger barns in order that he could eat, drink, and be merry, and that led to death. And so we followed Jesus, and we followed John Wesley, the founder of our Methodist movement, in a different direction, a countercultural direction, and that was to set a goal of gain all that we can in terms of it not being harmful to others, but gain what God was willing to give you through your career or your occupation. Save all you can, not like the rich fool, but we mean save all you can in terms of cutting back your cable bill and just not wasting money. And then also we talked about you gain and you save all you can in order that you can give all that you can. And again, not just to the church, but giving to all those who are in need or who can use what you've been blessed with in terms of abundance. And so that was the proper destination, the proper goal, and that would help us to get started on the path to a healthy relationship with wealth. Tonight we're going to look at the second reason that we as human beings have an unhealthy relationship with wealth, and that is fear. Fear causes us to have an unhealthy relationship with wealth. One of the places I want to start with is I was reading about a marketing firm, a marketing research firm, and they discovered that we responded to fear. Like if they had an advertisement or they showed a movie clip of a scary movie, or some kind of fear was displayed in images or in sound, then the consumer would react by going along with the crowd. That's kind of confusing the way I described it. But their test, for example, was they showed a clip from a horror movie, and then they showed an advertisement for going to Las Vegas. And when they included in the advertisement for going to Las Vegas that, everybody is going, don't be the only one left out, then everybody, 99% of the people in the room responded about, like, let's go to Las Vegas. And so they preyed and played on the people's fear. And the response of the people they knew, and they figured it out was right, was that the people were going to go along with the crowd. There's safety in numbers. We've heard that expression. And so marketers across the board, people try to sell us stuff, especially when they know we're afraid. We're afraid of something. They have the solution to alleviate our fears. Okay, so you follow me? All right. Another article I was reading about, and it makes perfect sense if we observe the political world. Politicians prey on our fear. And it's not about one party or another party. Both parties do it. Both political parties at election time. And the way that politicians do it, they're very smart or savvy. they will remind us of what we love. And when we see and are reminded, oh yeah, we love that, then they'll say, if you don't elect me, or you don't elect somebody from our party, that is in danger of being taken away from you. For example, the war on terror is certainly something that is fearful, especially if we live through September 11th. But politicians take that to a whole nother level in terms of they remind us that we love to be able to be safe on trains and planes and automobiles. And we say, oh yeah, everybody wants to be able to go to the airport, get on a plane, get to their destination without any problem. And so yeah, we all love that. We wouldn't argue with that. So the politicians say, hey, if you love doing that and you want to be able to do that without fear, then you need to vote for us. Because if you don't vote for us, the other party is going to be soft on those terrorists, and that's going to be taken away from you. And so they have us scared of everybody that doesn't look like us. And they're just preying and playing on that fear. And they do it in a very savvy way. They remind us what we love, and then they say it's going to be taken away from you if you don't vote on us. And you can go back in time, both parties across time, and see where they are very, very good at that, preying on our fear. Well, marketers and politicians, they're not the only ones that prey on our fear. The evil one does too. The devil preys on our fear. And really all sorts of fear, but especially, and for this series' sake, the devil preys on our fears to affect our relationship with wealth. In other words, the devil reminds us of our love of money and our love of security, and we remember that, and we say, oh yeah, I mean, who doesn't love money, right? And that's the kind of thoughts we'll start to have if we're not careful, especially when we start to get some, and we say, oh yeah, this is great. That's the devil playing on our fears. Then we'll say, hey, you know, if you don't do such and such, then you're going to lose that money. And so that we become fearful of what's going to happen to our money, how we're going to get more money, and we become fearful about what we need and what we don't need. And that causes us to make poor decisions, and it also causes us to go along with the crowd, just like those marketers do. And say, oh, if our neighbors are doing that, then we should do that too. And that's you know, if we have a fear, and a lot of times the devil is the one that's causing that fear, it makes us make poor decisions. I'm going to give a couple of examples of that to try to clear that up. I've kind of mumbled and jumbled through this beginning, but I'm going to give a couple clear examples. I hope they're clear. First thing the devil tries to do is to, frankly, just remind us that we love money. You love making money, and again, you know, that plays on it plays on, you know, where we are. We're in a capitalistic society, and we're in a land, thank God, where we can make money, and we should make money because that's a gift from God. But what the devil does is tricks us and reminds us that we love money. And so then, just for an example of the way the devil will play that, is that, Cheryl, you love money, you're making money, but if you don't quit your job and pursue another job, you're not going to be making enough money. And so you run to your boss and you give your 2 weeks notice because you've seen that the grass, you think, or you've heard, the grass is greener on the other side. And sometimes that's the case where we need to make a move for our family. But more often than not, and especially with the people that I know and have experienced, the grass is not greener on the other side. The devil's just tricked you.